There is something I've been shy to say until it came from Honorable Marshall Alenyo. Chairman, the way I have been treated, what I have been going through, ever since I did Lugambo, to His Excellency the President, and reluctantly, there is no other person who will ever blow a whistle on syndicated grand corruption. I am here precisely because of that. Nothing else. All these, the orchestrated media campaign, the psychological horror I have gone through is because of that. But I will leave it at that.
These cases culminate into witchcraft. I believe, Mr. Chairman, you have heard. The chairperson of the commission have had the occasion of hearing from you. I have just a few questions. But I'm so concerned about how you view human rights in the due process when a suspect is arrested. You don't believe that a suspect is not entitled to a right to be arraigned before court within 48 hours as per the constitutional commandment? Can we do away with that constitutional commandment while considering the gravity of allegations? Isn't that dangerous to be coming from the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission? Is it your view that somebody, as long as there are serious allegations against that somebody can be subjected to torture, which is contrary to the law, which is contrary to the provisions of Article 24 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda? You, as the chairperson of Uganda Human Rights Commission, isn't it your duty to protect the right to be free from inhuman and degrading treatment? And you are saying that since this person committed an offense, that person can be subjected to such treatment? When you say that no, these are just frivolous, vexatious claims, because this person was subjected to torture and he was tried in the court, he was convicted and sentenced. Therefore, it was right for him to be tortured before arraigning him before court. That's how I've understood you. Madam Chair, in July this year, 2026, in the stature of the Commission, the Attorney General came on the floor of Parliament and clarified that yours was a mere intention to resign, but you have not yet resigned. Do you still command the moral and functional authority to lead the Commission while your resignation is still in the limbo there, in the balance? Can you ably and unequivocally invite Ugandans who are victims of violation of human rights to present their petitions before you in light of the status, the balance you are in? Where are we? Lastly, don't you regret that in light of human rights violations in Uganda now, instead of handling those violations, those issues, you are busy discussing who is entitled to a trip or such things? I am so grateful, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I think mission and help the Uganda Human Rights Commission come back to execute its constitution.
There is something I've been shy to say until it came from Honorable Marshall Alenyo. Chairman, the way I have been treated, what I have been going through, ever since I did Lugambo, to His Excellency the President, and reluctantly, there is no other person who will ever blow a whistle on syndicated grand corruption. I am here precisely because of that. Nothing else. All these, the orchestrated media campaign, the psychological horror I have gone through is because of that. But I will leave it at that. Chair of the commission, you've heard from me. I wish that I wish I would sugarcoat this, whether the marriage is retrievable or not. I want to leave that to the wisdom of this committee as to whether this marriage can be retrieved. Let the committee advise accordingly. On whether I'm still, whether I have the command of the office or whether I left or whatever, I'll just say two things. One is that my letter to the president, maybe I was naive about this, I thought it was confidential. And I copied it to the Honorable Minister of Justice. It leaked to the public, I think about 5 or 6 days after I had written it. And since the spirit of my letter was it should be confidential, I don't want to comment much on that, but also to remind this honorable committee that the learned Attorney General guided Parliament. He addressed Parliament on that issue. You remember what he said. It's the reason I'm here. He said Wangadya Mariam Fauza is the substantive chairperson of the commission. And it's why I'm here. I respect the opinion of the learned Attorney General. So that's why I'm still in this chair. A lot has been said about dismissal of cases. I don't know whether there will come a time when this committee or any other committee will summon here judges or registrars to explain their decisions, dismissing, writing rulings, dismissing applications, whatever. But let me say that, and also the personalization of this has really pained me. We have a complaints handling manual. It says decisions of this nature where we terminate hearings without going full length are communicated on behalf of the commission by the director, the concerned director. Indeed, the previous directors have been doing that. I don't know why this has been so much personalized this time. On the use of my language, criminals, learned friends and honorable members, I use this word to only convicted, those complainants who are serving sentences, the convicts. Well, we ever inspected, I think, prisons in West Nile region, and many of the convicts had predominantly the crime they had committed was defilement. And you should look into the ages of their victims. Some of them are toddlers, they are victims, and their nieces. These are daughters of their brothers and sisters. And when they plead guilty, they get lenient sentences. So as you inspect this prison, somebody says, excuse me, Chair, by the way, before I was arraigned in court, I was detained at police for 4 days instead of 2 days. And you register such a complaint and you convene a session to hear that case. There is a victim, that 4-year-old girl, whose life will never be the same as a woman and as a mother. When I think about that, my heart trembles. That this convicted defiler, who has also committed the crime of incest, is today a victim of human rights violations. That we should hear this case. That tell me, Chair.
Honorable Abdallah, please. Let's about the share time.
If the chairperson exercises her wisdom to say no, but in light of we have so many other cases, We cannot prioritize a case of this nature, that a convicted defiler is now our victim, and the police which arrested him and actually rescued him from mob justice is now guilty of violating his right to personal liberty. I maintain, regardless of what this committee will decide, that is not acceptable to me. We have to be broad in our decision making, to cast a wide net and look at victims of crime who are defenseless, who run to police for protection. That these defilers are now the victims, that is a horror. That is horrifying to me. Those are the people I referred to as criminals. There is a case, it originated in Barara, where the complainant had been convicted of aggravated robbery and murder. In the course of carrying out that robbery, he murdered 2 people. But he said he had been detained for more than 48 hours before being arraigned in court. What would that family, which lost 2 people, what would they feel hearing that the Human Rights Commission is sitting in Barara has awarded so much money to a convicted murderer, double murderer? So those are the sensitivities we have to deal with. I cannot sit here and promise that we shall reverse a policy on that one, Mr. Chairman. Lastly, I just want to emphasize, to welcome the idea of dialogue. I have tried it, not once, but so far I'm not seeing any indication that the commissioners who accused me everywhere and anywhere are willing to have dialogue. I hope that that will be forthcoming. Finally, for emphasis, I leave
this committee. Chair, my humble concern through you is that the chairperson of the commission highlighted the issue of partisan. Can I assure it's the cause of all these issues you are seeing, because you went partisan and instead of performing the duties expected from the commission? Because we may assume that could be the issue, sabotaging your role, because you're supposed to do this part and other people playing on the other lane. And last one, Mwanga Chivumbi and others who are just going through in that style, because human rights is our voice is just maybe in no existence, and we base on that to ask on this ground.
Thank you. I'll now
committee to decide whether this commission is salvageable. That none of us has been inducted. Maybe, I don't know, should we induct it? We've had them on a continuous basis. So it's not true. So and absolute lies.
Clarification, Chair. Chair, clarification. You talked about time for induction, and you're talking about 3 days. Do you think 3 days induction in this case is sufficient? Then the others, like in the media, we had of political failures. That issue came up yesterday, and even, do you think that helps with reconciliation when such come up? Thank you.
Honourable members, I am not opening up another discussion.